Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of From the Rough. It is America's favorite golf podcast right here on FanStream Sports. It is a Wednesday, which means it can be one thing and one thing only. That means that it's Preview Wednesday, and it is Major Preview Wednesday for the PGA Championship. I'm IndyCarTim. That over there is Johnny, PGA of America member, by the way. Johnny the Gerbinator from up in Overland Park, Kansas, joining us from his home studio. Hello, Johnny.
Howdy. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm all right. It's rainy here. PGA. If you're gonna say it anytime, this is the week to say it. This is our crown jewel, major championship, crown jewel tournament for us PGA members. Are awfully proud of what we do for this event. So yeah, looking forward to a great week. It looks like the weather is going to be a little spotty up there, and however you say it, most people, do you say Louisville? I know you don't say Louisville. That's
Dude, I've met people that do, and that even drives me crazy because I mean, but I don't do like the natives do and say Louisville. Like that makes me gag when I say like I'm swallowing my tongue. Louisville. It's Louisville.
Yeah. Say Louisville, Louisville. Some people call it El Hell.
Well,
some people call it Elville. Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it.
It's, man, it's a small town, man. It is. And people, they put on some great events, and without, the Kentucky Derby obviously is what they really do. Every single year.
That?
No, yeah.
Nobody watches horse racing. Come on.
Yeah. It's the biggest betting event ever in the world.
I feel like that's the Indy 500.
No way.
By far the biggest sporting event in the world every year.
Whatever.
That's all anybody cares about. By the way, the same weekend as the Kentucky Derby.
Is it?
Memorial Day weekend, yeah. Kentucky Derby runs on Saturday, right?
Kentucky Derby was.
Oh wait, they already did that. This is the first weekend of May. That's right. It's the first weekend of May. Sorry. What is the
sports?
The Belmont.
It's Preakness.
Preakness then is it's the third leg of the Triple Crown. Okay, that's on.
Preakness is 2. Belmont, I believe, is 3.
I mean, because nobody really cares. Nobody watches horse racing.
No.
Although, let me impress you with something. Have you ever paid attention to horse racing? Do you understand horse racing? Do you watch the big ones?
You know I was in that business, right?
No,
so yes.
I didn't know that you rode horses. How would I know you rode horses? You're too big to ride horses.
I was a trainer.
So for those of you that are into horse racing, in any aspect whatsoever, if you ever heard a call of a horse race, I urge you to head over to fanstreamsports.com, find Just Wondering with Norm Hitzkiss, and then go find a few weeks ago when he did his fantasy call of the Kentucky Derby, because Norm follows horse racing like a religion. He knows the horses, he knows the jockeys, and he knows the trainers. And Norm every year does literally a fantasy call of the race a few days before the race. And he does that in order to give you his picks. So he will call the race from start to finish, just like you would have heard it on TV or have seen it on TV or anything. And it is freaking amazing the way he does it. And it's all in his head. He sees everything in his head. Literally every horse that's in the race, where they are, where they got there, how they got there. It's amazing to me because I don't understand horse racing, why it's a thing. I really don't get it, but I respect
He got big on, like, not being from the DFW area, but he does a lot of NFL stuff, like picks. Like as his career kind of, he was one of those guys that just bet on. He liked to bet. He give you the picks of football picks. It's part of his part of his fabric of his life, and is probably part of his kind of his deal when he was on air. Like I said, I don't
He called it the picks of the poll. Like any betting segment for him was the picks of the poll, and it was NFL, baseball, NBA, horse, whatever, any of it. And he would talk about it. And much like you, he handicaps things and tells you who to pick and things like that. So
does he like golf betting? I know he likes golf, but does he like golf betting?
Yeah, he won't bet on live though.
No, what? Who does?
He doesn't understand live like the rest of us.
Yeah, you like the rest of us. Yeah,
by the way, you know who else doesn't understand live? John Rahm.
John Rahm certainly.
What in the hell is he? I watched that crap live. What was that, Monday? Or was it yesterday? I can't remember what day it was now. Yesterday when he was at his presser. And I thought those announcers on Golf Channel were going to come out of their chair and strangle somebody because it offended them. And I get it. I agree 100%. And it offended them like you would not believe, dude. Like,
and it should.
Because that just shows you how out of touch he is with the real world, right? Like, it's not even funny.
It's clueless. It's so fractured right now. And, not to get too deep in the weeds with this, but, the departure of Jimmy Dunn, there's so many conflicting, Rory McIlroy said, it's a sad day that Jimmy Dunn has left. And then you have on the other side of the fence, Jordan Spieth was like, yeah, it's not really that big a deal. So there's internally in those meetings, there's so much, dissension and what's going on in between those meetings. I don't understand how they can get anything done if they're not agreeing inside the building. So, like I said, this is what's happening now. And if they're not fixing this internally, they're certainly not going to be able to fix it externally.
I lost a lot of respect for John Rahm. I mean, I lost a bunch when he left. I have lost even more at this point. I am about to turn on him, like nobody else. Like I can't even think of anybody else like that I hate so much that it would be in his category right now that went over there. But dude, I lost maybe a little bit more respect for Jordan Spieth because of that comment, like that it's no big deal. Of course it's a big deal. This is your livelihood, dude. I know you suck at golf right now.
No, it wasn't a big deal. He said it's a big deal about he was talking about Jimmy Dunn, who was on the board that left. He said it wasn't a big deal that he left.
I think that's a big deal though, that Jimmy Dunn left.
What? I think it is too, because he was kind of the bridge person between getting a deal done.
That's what I'm talking about.
And it'll fail. I mean, it's fractured, and if there's not a deal done, I just can't support two tours. And I've come to realize that a little bit now, that the game is suffering more so for them not to be together.
No, but if one tour wins out, it's going to be the PGA. Live Golf will go away. It will go away because nobody is watching it. I know the Saudis have all the money, and they do, but at some point they're going to call it, right? They're going to call it time of death because no one is watching it. No one is supporting it.
It'll be a different version. It might not be live. It'll be a different version of what's supported. Right. So I listen, by no means can I speculate on what it's going to look like, because I surely in the hell don't think they do. So, there's no way I can even think about what it is, but it'll be a different product. Certainly it won't be two tours, and it probably won't be live golf. So I don't know what that looks like. So, hey, that's our live talk for the year. So let's move on to something that's important.
Yeah. We never ever do that, do we?
No, we don't.
Let's get into something as a very famous coach told me one time, college basketball coach told me when I asked him a question over at Texas Tech that he was not very happy about. Let's talk about something that has some significance, if in fact there is anything. And then I continued my question. He said, maybe you didn't hear me. I said, let's talk about something that has some significance, if in fact there is anything.
Can I guess
who that Texas Tech head basketball coach was?
Certainly Bobby Knight.
It was Mr. Bobby Knight.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
One of the greatest things that's ever happened to me.
The late, great Bobby Knight. You either loved him or hated him, right?
Yeah, I hated him sometimes, but I loved him at the same time.
Yeah.
Johnny, it is the 2024 PGA Championship. It is the second major of the season. Scotty Scheffler. Oh, I guess I can do this.
Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah. Scotty Scheffler hopes to make it 2 for 2 as he returns to the tour this week after missing last week. And don't give me this. I got tweets. I got called out on social media and on Facebook about talking how Rory's back. Congratulations to Rory. I got all these idiot Scheffler supporters. Well, Scotty was there. Like, Rory probably would have finished 10th or something because he would have bowed out and he would have choked. You know what? Shut up. Your boy couldn't even go because the birth of his child was more important. All right. Priorities, Scotty. Priorities. Go play golf. That's all I'm finished with my Scotty rant now.
Well, I'm pretty sure his priorities are in check. Golf is 4th on his list.
Well, it shouldn't be.
Well,
needs to be first. If you ain't first, you're last.
Okay. But listen, Scotty's life isn't a normal life. Right? I promise you, he's not changing diapers. He's not changing diapers.
You don't think? Wait. You don't think any of these guys or just Scotty?
I'm pretty sure.
Of course
most
they
of them
do.
Don't. Come on, they got nannies and they got their parents there. They're okay. That doesn't mean you got to get shit in your fingers.
Then why did I have to do it then for 6 that I know of kids?
Well, you didn't have the ability to have those nannies, and
might have had a baby with one of those nannies if they were around.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. Temptations.
Oh man, I've been there before. That was a good strip club here in Dallas before they shut down.
Next show, please.
PGA is not a next show today, actually. Colby's at work. I just found that out a little bit ago. The PGA Championship returns to Valhalla, by the way, for the first time since 2014. Do you remember the winner there, John, in 2014 at Valhalla, the PGA Championship?
Rory McIlroy.
Rory McIlroy. Will history repeat itself? I think there's a good chance of that.
Maybe.
I think Scotty's going to be a little rusty. He's probably still got some poop under his fingernails from changing all those diapers.
No, he doesn't.
You don't think he's changing?
Dude wipes.
But this, dude wipes for the baby.
Yeah. Dude wipes.
By the way, man, they need to be a sponsor because I swear by Dude Wipes. Those things are amazing. I'll pitch them even though they don't pay us to. Those are the best thing ever created for man.
They're pretty good. You know who used to sponsor? So Jason Duffner, they used to sponsor Jason Duffner, which is funny.
On his bag? That would be funny if their logo was on his bag.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dude Wipes.
That'd be great. I'd have a Dude Wipes hat. I'd have Dude Wipes underwear.
He would. Well, if you do you need Dude Wipes underwear? You just put a man pawn in with those things, and you don't need no drawers.
What? I'm just talking about the logo on my underwear to show off when I'm taking the pants off.
No,
that's what I'm talking about. Sponsorship.
No one wants to see that.
Not to you, but there have been requests.
You got your Turf Life underwear and shorts, don't you? Still?
Just the shorts. I almost wore them, but I got jeans on today because I got somewhere to go after here that I needed jeans on.
Temptations.
Close. The Omni at the Star.
Oh, it's country music. CMAs are tonight or here this week, aren't they? There?
Yeah, they are. And I was invited by a bartender to go hang out tonight after the show.
Very nice. The Country Music Awards are in Frisco, Texas. How about that? It's this second year I think they had it.
Were last year. Cool. Yeah, they were there last year. Yeah. I didn't even know they were there. I didn't know. So I don't see any publicity about any of this. And I freaking live in Frisco.
Yeah.
I had no idea they were here last year. I had no idea they were here this year. But they don't promote this very well at all. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of country music, but it seems like I would see things on TV or hear them on other podcasts, or they would call us and say, hey, will y'all promote this for us? Y'all are the biggest podcast company in Dallas. Please do this for us.
Yeah,
I haven't heard anything except for the lovely and talented Bailey inviting me tonight. When she heard our other show was canceled, she's like, well, since you're off early, then you'll be here by 7? And I was like, yes.
Is it the actual awards tonight? Like you get in the building?
I don't know. I mean, they do that on the weekend, right? Or
yeah, I think
not on the weekends.
Are they putting it in there where the football Dallas Cowboys practice facility is? It holds like 20,000 people. Is that where they're doing it?
I think there's a whole nother freaking like convention part of it. That's not the football stadium. That's not the Ford Center that they do where they did it last time, like with a stage, like just like a freaking I don't know what it's called when they did it in Hollywood and stuff, like the big
outside
gala room or whatever, but with a stage and like a theater. I think that's where I don't think it's at the Ford Center, but who knows? Who cares? It's Country Music Awards. The term country music and awards should never go together under any circumstances. If it's for country music after like 1990, just forget it.
Well, when you get there tonight, ask them to give you $200 for the FCC for that F-bomb you just brought so they can maybe pay us. So.
Thankfully, the FCC doesn't apply to us, sir. Thank goodness. We'd be broke.
We'd be in trouble.
But so, yeah, the PGA Championship, Rory's going to have a chance at it. Scotty, of course, will come back with his whatever it is the hell that he does.
Scotty Scheffler.
But this is going to be an extraordinary field. This is going to be, again, my favorite tournament this year after the Masters, because the Masters is always my favorite tournament until the U.S. Open. And then I probably won't even watch the British Open because it shouldn't be a major.
Sure it is.
Till the Players comes along. But, man, you have an extraordinary field. All of the best players are here. All of the top amateurs in the world are here. It's going to be an epic ride, I think, starting tomorrow morning with the first group tees off all the way through Sunday when they present the Wanamaker. But, dude, I have a feeling that I don't care who's in front, Scotty, Rory, somebody that you and I pick on our picks. I just have a funny feeling that this is going to go down to the wire, like to the last couple of holes, maybe even a playoff. I have a good feeling about that for this tournament.
I do too. And the last hole is a par 5 that they've lengthened it a little bit, but it gives you some options, especially if some of these longer players that can certainly get there in 2. It's kind of a narrow green that they got to hit, and they got to hit it high. It goes uphill a little bit. So they're certainly set up the stage with some drama potentially. And I think you're right. Unfortunately, there's 2 spots of this tournament you're going to hate. It's a par 71. And it's going to be probably 16, 17 under par is going to win this thing. It just is. And, it's just probably what it's going to be, because we're going to get some rain. It's going to be soft. So these guys, even though it's going to play 75, 7,600 yards, these guys, when it plays soft, it's a dartboard. So especially for these longer players. And you'll look when we get in our picks, certainly length is going to be something that's going to be very beneficial this week. So, I'm looking forward to it. There's some changes to the golf course that was good. 300-400 yards. They changed the grasses in the middle of the fairway, which might not seem like a big deal, but it's massive. It's massive. And it's massive for one of the guys that I love this week for a lot of reasons. And we'll talk about that when we get in our picks a little bit later on.
They've made a ton of changes to the course. It's going to play 7,609 yards. It's the unstable par 71. With a $17.5 million purse. And really, we're looking, as we're going into this week, kind of a 3-headed monster, I think, in Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, and then I'll throw the live guy in there. He's still my Srixon guy, Brooks Koepka. I think those are your 3 guys to watch as we go through Thursday and Friday, headed into the weekend. McIlroy has been on a hot streak. He, of course, won in New Orleans with his buddy Shane Lowry. Then he won last week by himself, just in dominating fashion. Forget about the double bogey on 18. Didn't matter. He could have birdied it if he wanted to. But you've got Brooks Koepka. Couldn't tell you what he's done lately because I hadn't watched him, but I know he's playing well. He won? Oh, he won a live tournament?
He won on live. Yeah.
Is that a notable, significant thing, like to win?
Yeah, he got – that's their green jacket, so he got that. But it was just like a purple jacket, so he got the purple jacket.
Jackets? Why do they have
I don't know. I made it up. I don't know. It's just what they do.
Rory's on a hot streak. Apparently, Brooks is on a hot streak, and of course, Scotty before his time off was on a hot streak. And man, it's going to be fun to watch these seasoned guys, the guys that are the favorites, and we'll talk about odds here after the first break here in a second. But then you've got some young guys coming behind him, Ludwig Oberg, whatever. He's taking some time off. He says he is completely healthy now. I don't know how much rust you're going to see in a young guy like that with all of that talent, if there will be rust, because we really haven't seen him take off that much time and come back before. So this will be kind of new to see something from him like that. I think Bryson DeChambeau is going to be a factor here. The reigning U.S. Open champion, Wyndham Clark. I think will be a factor here. One guy I don't think will be a factor here because I think he's going to have other things going on through his head during this tournament is John Rahm. I think he's going to find some stuff out this weekend that he maybe didn't know or that he'd forgotten about the differences between the live guys and the PGA guys. And I know he's still got friends on the PGA tour, but I guarantee you those comments that he made, those are going to come back on him this weekend with some of the players.
He's certainly going to have
a cold shoulder.
He's going to have a few less friends after those comments for sure. And you're right. And we talk about this all the time. There's no substitute for playing 4 rounds and playing in such a competitive form and things like that. So yeah, you're right. Great point. Great point. I think I got no interest in picking John Rahm this week, not just because of his comments and how ignorant he is. I just don't think he's in good form. He hasn't won on live.
Hasn't played well at all.
He hasn't won there.
No, so, he hasn't played well.
You're looking at something like this with John Rahm. He's not even in my thought process of winning. So yeah, you're right. if he had some friends on the PGA Tour, I'm sure he still has a few, but he probably had a few less friends, and they might pull him in that shower in that locker room and get that soap out and start whooping him, man. So just, they might get hazed a little bit and say, hey, bro, what are you doing?
He's going to wake up and show up Thursday morning with all the clubs in his bag broken.
Yeah, he might have no golf balls.
They need to find somebody to go through and find his clubs. Sure, they just leave him at the clubhouse, right? They got them all locked up in the clubhouse or whatever in the locker room. Somebody needs to go in there and cut all of the shafts down on all of his clubs about an inch. See if he notices. It'll just totally screw with his game.
The easy way to do it, so he could probably wouldn't know, is change the lofts and lies on him. Like go in there, because you can move that. Oh, you can move those. There's loft and lie machines on tour. You can get them and just change or get the driver loose on his driver, one of the weights or something. So he hits them Timm Hamm, those Wesley Snipes, those snipe hooks and things like that.
That sounds like a lance shot to me.
He slices it, doesn't he?
Well, I slice it too. I only duck hook it when I hit it on the heel, which I do quite a bit, to be honest.
How can you? It doesn't make sense. You don't duck hook it off the heel.
The storylines of Phil Mickelson and Tiger. Tiger hadn't played a complete weekend at the PGA Championship since 2020. Of course, Mickelson won it in 2021, and no one remembers because no one cares about Phil Mickelson anymore. So we'll talk about some of the odds, some of the favorites, and all that coming back over on the other side. We are From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. We'll be back after this.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the temperature, ensure your home is totally secure, all from the palm of your hand. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Start by going to the website, GetStarPower.com. That's GetStarPower.com.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more Fan Stream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on Fan Stream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That over there is Johnny Gerber, PGA of America member Johnny Gerber. These backwards cameras. I never know which way I'm looking here.
What looks straight? Look straight.
Live from the Fan Stream Sports Studio Q here in Dallas, Texas. Johnny is up at his home studio. It means cutie pie. That's where I sit. Studio Cutie Pie right here where I am in my little cubicle, my little fish tank behind the glass that I'm in.
Did we get a kegerator? Did we get a keg for the kegerator yet?
It's coming. It's coming. We got it coming. It's been ordered. I'm waiting to go pick it up.
Like it.
And then we'll decide what the secondary flavor we get is once we know that everything works in the lines and everything. That's where we've got it.
By the time I get back down there, that we'll be all set.
Well, hopefully so, yeah. And that guy over there is John Gerber from Overland Park, Kansas, from his home studio there. As we're talking PGA Championship, some of the favorites, some of the players. And it's going to be a good one, man. It's exciting to watch these majors as they unfold. And if this one's anything like the Masters, it's going to be epic. You know, you got some other guys that are hot other than Scotty coming into this. Your Rory, of course, his game sort of turned around. You got some guys who aren't quite so hot, who have seemingly lost the ability to play golf. I'm talking to you, Jordan Spieth.
I like him this. I love him this week. I love him.
And I saw that. Well, let's hold off on that until you get to your picks because I have so many questions about that.
Okay, I can answer them.
I know you can. I know Xander Schauffele probably definitely won't win. He's my guy. If I had to pick somebody that will absolutely not win at two guys, I would pick Schauffele and John Rahm. Those guys are not going to be a factor at all this week to me. But, you know, we can talk about those that are favored. As I pull this up here on my trusty adding machine. It's probably what we should have done during the break, to be quite honest with you. I don't know what's happening. But you know, you got some young guys again. They're going to be coming on like Ludwig Oberg. Waiting to see big things from him. And, you know, maybe some guys that haven't won majors yet. We had a first-time winner on the tour last week in Chris Gotterup at the second tier alternate event at Myrtle Beach. So you got some guys coming up that have some possibilities there. But as we go through the odds, Johnny, of course, I will give you one guess who the freaking favorite is.
Scotty Scheffler.
It is, in fact,
Scotty Scheffler.
At plus 450 to win. Rory McIlroy.
450.
Mm-hmm. What's that, 4.5 to 1, 4.5 to 1?
So you bet $100 to win $450. That's it. It's not a lot. It's not good.
Rory at plus 750. And I don't understand who makes these odds, but Schauffele is at 14 to 1 to win, if you want to go that route of how to describe it. He's the same. Schauffele has the same odds as Brooks Koepka.
They must think they're playing live. It's a 36-hole event or 54-hole event.
54 holes, yeah, because Schauffele can't play 72 holes. We all know that.
No.
Oberg is your first really young guy here. I don't really consider Schauffele that young anymore. Oberg at 18 to 1. So he's your first real young guy here. John Rahm also at 18 to 1. DeChambeau 25 to 1. Morikawa 28 to 1. My man, Max Homa, Johnny, tees off at 7:37 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. Actually, I think these are local times.
Yeah.
So 7:37 a.m. Central Time, and I will be right there watching on ESPN Plus as my boy Max Homa tees off 33 to 1. Same as Joaquin Niemann. I really like Joaquin Niemann in this tournament as well. He tees off 12:40 p.m. tomorrow.
Why do you like him this week?
Because I haven't watched him play in a long time. Because I can't.
Yeah.
And he's everything I've read about, obviously I haven't watched him, so I have no idea how he's playing. But everything that I've read from those people that do know how he's playing say that he's playing really, really well, and that this course suits him pretty well.
Okay.
So, look, I don't have your knowledge. I have to go based on what I read. JT at 40-1. Tees off at 6:53 a.m. That must be the first group. He must be in the first group. That's a terrible draw.
No, first group is Michael Block. He's hitting the first tee shot of the day in the PGA Championship just because of his performance last year as a PGA member.
Okay, I don't have a problem with that. But apparently, we're not allowed to talk. We're not allowed to talk about that. Even
just
though I have some questions.
just go ahead and hit the first shot. Get out of the way. I mean, let's just get out of the way.
Wow. So, are you predicting a missed cut for Mr. Michael Block?
Yes.
So you understand his story. I know you understand his story because you know all of their stories. I don't mean his background. I'm talking about.
I've played in a million golf tournaments.
No. I'm not talking about his history. I'm talking about right now, as of this week, what he's doing. So the reason he did not commit to a PGA Tour schedule or a pro schedule before is because of his kids. He didn't want to leave home. He didn't want to not be there when his kids were growing up. All of his kids now are in college, and they're gone. So he is now committing himself to a full-time PGA Tour schedule.
Not true. So you can't really actually do that because you're only allowed to play 6 PGA Tour events to keep your PGA membership, right?
Right, but he hadn't done that before. That's what I'm talking about. He hadn't done that before.
Well, but just by him, he can get 6 sponsors exemptions. If you get more than that, then you can't play in PGA section events. Like there's these whole parameters of it.
No, I get it.
I mean, you just can't say I'm going to be a PGA member and then not work like all the other guys that are working playing the PGA Club Pro. And there's this whole big stipulation, and there's a whole big can of worms. Not really going to get into things like that, but you're supposed to be working in the business and then to be able to qualify. But he got
he's
in.
A teaching pro, right? He's a teaching professional like you.
Well, he's not. Yes and no, but he got in the tournament because his finish last year. Right. Not because he was the top 20 in the qualifying for the PGA Club Pros that they had in Frisco a few weeks ago. That's not it. So listen, he's kind of the face of the PGA right now, just because of all the fanfare that happened last year. And I got no problem with that.
You hate
I got no problem with the guy, but I just don't, some of the comments that he makes and that he made, hey, if I played the PGA Tour and play as much as these guys, I could hit it or play as good as Rory. Some of these comments are like, dude, come on, stop.
But don't you like that though? Like you want the confidence from the guy, right?
Yeah, but if you're, listen, man, it's just like the kid that didn't make the baseball team because the coach didn't like him, right? I mean, it's just
I get it.
Coach didn't like. No, not really. If you're good enough, you'll get out there. So listen, the guy's he's an incredible player. Like, I don't mind the guy. Listen, I really don't mind the guy. But there's so many other really good PGA players, Club Pro players and guys out there that I don't need him to take all the limelight. There's more guys out there that need to be shined on that are really working in the business besides him. That's just my point.
So look, and I get that because there are a bunch of PGA professionals out there, teaching pros, club pros that play in this thing and that play in all the other events. But you have to admit his performance last year was extraordinary.
No doubt.
He deserved some of the limelight that he got immediately after the PGA Championship last year. Like, I get it, dude. It was incredible what he did last year because of who he is and where he came from. But at some point, like, that's got to stop, right? You can't just carry that on for a year and then expect it to be the same. Because there are people that are casual fans of the PGA Tour who have no freaking idea who he is. They don't remember that last year. They haven't paid attention since last year.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I mean, I get your point, it's if he does it again, then fine. He'll give him some more attention. But at the same time, he hasn't really done anything since then, since the PGA Championship last year. So maybe let it go.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. I mean, Wyatt Worthington's playing again. I mean, he's a friend of ours, certainly a friend of mine, and he's playing again his second straight year. But there's just other guys that are other great stories out there besides him, and that's just.
We didn't have Wyatt on the show today.
He's a little busy. He's a little busy.
What's he got to do?
Yeah, no, nothing.
He's having his hamburger and his margarita before the round tomorrow.
He's not doing that. I promise you that. He's not doing either of those two.
Not hitting balls, probably, isn't he?
He's on the grind right now. He's got his so during the PGA, when you play, it's alphabetical, right? So he's hitting balls on the range next to Tiger because of the last name. So he's done that when he's had the PGA. But he's had a kind of a relationship with Tiger ever since he was a kid, doing a clinic and stuff like that.
Yeah, we talked about that last year.
Yeah. So, like I said, my point is there's just so many good stories out there besides Michael Block that I want the casual fan and the people that are watching some of these things to know more about other guys than just giving it all to him. That's just my point.
And then some of the other players here that I want to talk about: Jason Day, 50-1. Dustin Johnson, 66-1. And again, I don't know anything about his game or what he's been doing. Justin Johnson, Jordan Spieth, Sahith Theegala, Tony Finau all have the same. Throw Minwoo Lee in there, Matt Fitzpatrick, Will Zalatoris, all at 66-1. With equal odds. Sam Burns is right there. Russell Henley, our next guy here, at 80-1. Corey Connors, my fellow Canadian brethren, 100-1. And we're getting deep here. Steven Yeager. Now I got to go do a shot of Yeager because I mentioned his name. It's 125-1. Denny McCarthy, 125-1. And these are different probably odds than what you're going to have on our card because the ones on the card are more updated. Batia, 125-1. Some of these guys. Tiger Woods. Have you heard Tiger Woods odds?
They gave him odds?
200-1.
Whoever bets that is. Please don't ever bet
going to
make
the cut, right?
No, he might make the cut.
No, I would. I don't know what the odds are for him to make the cut. I would like to know what that is, and I might bet that.
He's going to make the cut. I'll bet you he'll make the cut. We bet Augusta.
A case of Bud Light that I don't drink. We have a case of Bud Light in the fridge in here.
Put it in the fridge. It's cold.
It is in the fridge.
Go drink it.
I can't drink Bud Light. It makes me sick.
Put it in a koozie and just.
Anheuser-Busch products make me sick because they're made with rice, not wheat.
No.
Yeah, that's an actual chemical thing for my body. I can't.
Your gut stomach really doesn't know the difference between those two. I promise you.
Probably right. Well, I don't know the difference between Bud Light and Coors Light. I will always know the difference between Miller Lite and the rest of them. And then, Johnny, the last two we're going to mention here. We talked about Michael Block a little bit. He's at 1,500-1?
Yeah.
He's at 1,500-1. And the other guy, we're going to have to wait till the picks because I have him on my card because you made me change. You refused to do a show with me unless I changed my top 20.
Yep.
And so I gave you your one veto of the year. You got one veto on my card, which means I get a veto on yours.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, it doesn't matter.
In a future event. And you know who I'm going to veto, right? I mean, it's no secret.
Oh, Taylor Montgomery.
Yeah, some idiot that you keep putting on your card that never comes close to paying anything.
He's going to win. I'm just telling you. Yes, he is. I'm telling you he's going to win.
John Daly will win another PGA Tour event before Taylor Montgomery does.
That's not true.
Yeah. Well, let's make that bet.
The PGA Tour doesn't consist on putt-putt. You know that, right? It doesn't count as a PGA Tour.
Well, you got to putt still.
And if John Daly's not on your card this week, then this is the only chance because he is playing. He's playing this week.
I'll give you a sneak peek.
That a boy.
That's all you get. Let's take our last break of the show. We're going to come back on the other side with, of course, our picks and predictions for the 2024 PGA Championship there at Valhalla. How come we didn't just go to Valhalla? It's like way closer for you than it is for me. We should be broadcasting right there on the number one tee.
Well, that's probably not going to happen, but we should be
beer with John.
Next year. Well, next year it's at in 2 years it's at PGA Frisco. So that might be
2028, right? Or 7?
7, I believe.
Wait, I can tell you right here where. Oh no, that was a different website.
2027, I believe.
I think it's 8.
It could be 8. It could be.
I'll look it up during the break here because I just looked at it today, and it made me now, which is literally across the street from my house. Right? You've been there. My house is across the street from the new Frisco PGA.
It is.
Facility, and I somehow still can't get in the door. I'm not real sure. I went knocking the other day, and they just looked at me like, "Oh, you're that from the rough guy." Yeah, you're out.
Well, the jeans and t-shirt, no collared shirt, probably threw them off a little bit.
Wearing a collar today. Look, did you notice I'm wearing a collar today?
You can't tell because of your beard.
All right, well, I'm wearing a collar today because I'm going.
That's because CMA's. Yeah, that's so great. You gonna wear a jacket?
No, I'm not gonna wear a jacket.
You got boots on?
Probably I do have my cowboy boots on.
All right.
I do, man. Just for you know who. You know what's up. What's
All
up?
right.
All right. All right, let's do this before I get myself in trouble. We are from the rough right here on Fan Stream Sports. We'll come back on the other side, talk about Johnny's picks for the upcoming 2024 PGA Championship. We'll be back after this.
Hello, sports fans. Fan Stream Sports.
Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the perfect temperature, and ensure your home is secure, all from the palm of your hand. Star Power has the experts that will transform your house into a secure, smart home. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Get started at GetStarPower.com. Star Power, where innovation meets home.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It, and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. What is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com. Hey listeners, make sure you check out the brand new Fan Stream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you. Now, more Fan Stream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on Fan Stream Sports, live from Dallas, Texas. I'm IndyCarTim. That guy over there, trying to get in your nose, but I can't quite get there. That is PGA of America member Mr. John Gerber, live from his home studio there in Overland Park, Kansas. Not to be confused with Kansas City, Missouri. Do people up there say Missouri or Missouri?
No, I've never heard that before in my life.
You never heard Missouri?
Nope.
Must be a southern thing. I hear my dad said Missouri. He was from Texas though.
Yeah, they it's a little weird. They call it KC Mo and KCK. So Kansas City, Kansas.
Yeah,
and
I've
Kansas
heard both
City.
of those. Yeah, that makes sense.
You just can't say, when you're here, you just can't say Kansas City. So you got to be, and they're, like I said, they're completely opposite people in completely opposite places. So it's interesting.
It's like being from St. Louis and then being from East St. Louis on the other side of the river. No,
it's crazy. Like, it's weird. Like, the people in Missouri don't talk highly of the people from Kansas and vice versa. So it's weird. I mean, like, what do you all
Sounds like it's a Fort Worth, Dallas thing too. There's a lot of rivalry between Fort Worth and Dallas, and you're 30 miles apart. But Kansas City, Missouri and Kansas City, Kansas are literally right there next to each other. So I kind of get it.
Yeah, the Missouri River bisects the city, right? So when you get on one side, it's Kansas. When you get on the other side, it's Missouri.
I kind of would like to think I would have been a Kansas City, Kansas guy.
Oh no, you're certainly Missouri.
No, I can pick which one I want because I'm not one.
It's blue collar and white collar. There's certainly both. I mean, it's just basically what it is. It's crazy.
So, Kansas is white collar?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's me. I mean, although I have a blue shirt on right now. So,
what's the difference? White collar is what?
White collar is executive and businessmen. Blue collar is your laborers.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, well, then I would fit in the white collar. That's what I do. White collar crimes. I mean, white collar podcasts.
Yeah, okay.
That's what I do. You know how it works.
I do. I know. I talk to me like I work for you.
Don't you talk to me like I work for you. Yeah, so let's get into our picks and predictions here on From the Rough for the upcoming PGA Championship. I'm so excited about, I don't know, 6:30 in the morning when the first group tees off. My golf nipples are going to be going crazy. I might even be awake depending on how things go tonight. How late I stay out. I'm not staying out late. I got a lot. Not only do I have golf in the morning early, we have the NFL schedule release tonight, and I've got 10 freaking teams I've got to cover that for.
Yeah.
So I've got a busy night ahead of me, not to mention lady duties. Not sure I should say those words together. Lady duties?
No.
That's a different pod. I should make a podcast called that.
See, as soon as you said that, I heard your phone ring, so you're in trouble.
Yeah, but it's not who you think it is. Okay. Shout out to Nancy Gerber. Hello, Nancy Gerber.
Is she texting you right now for your F-bomb that you dropped?
No, man, that was a complete mistake too. Look, I've had that much of my drink, right? So you'll see that it's a weird color, right? It's kind of pink, right? So that is because I tried to finish off all the mixers that we had. So it's vodka. And then we had like that much of the red Gatorade that you brought still. So but it was frozen last week because it was in the back of the fridge. So I set it out to thaw on Monday. So I set it out to thaw. So I dumped that in there. So it was just a little bit. Then I had the rest of my white Monster that was from Monday left over. I dumped that in there. It didn't fill it up. So then I dumped a little bit of Red Bull that I just brought for a new drink and dumped it in there. I also have not eaten food today. So that much vodka and mixed drink, feeling a little bit loopy right now talking golf. I'm not going to lie. I feel like a little bit of like John Daly on the 17th green waiting to get to the 19th hole.
You mean the third hole?
Well, but he's looking forward to the clubhouse, the 19th hole. But he's on 17, so
you did a suicide like you go into 7-Eleven, you just mix it all together and then you just go.
I did. Did you ever do that? Well, you did because you don't drink sodas. But yeah, dude, I did a lot of that. I even ordered suicides.
I drink soda, but like the diet. I drink the diet sodas like this.
Well, those are the worst for you, man. Those are the worst. Those will kill you dead. All right, let's get into our picks and predictions, which means we got to get to some of our music here. As we get into Johnny's picks and predictions.
I thought you're going first.
I am, but it's still your segment.
All right.
It's all together. All right, Johnny, I'm going to flash up my picks for you. Again, these are my, I call them dartboard picks because I am not knowledgeable like Johnny is. Johnny's are very educated picks. Mine are kind of uneducated guesses. And since we now have sponsors for everything, my picks are sponsored by my show. The Colby Sapp and IndyCarTim show, heard Mondays and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central on FanStream Sports, except for tonight. We have to do a rerun tonight. So you knew I had to go Max Homa at 20. I think he's 28 on what we talked about earlier. 25-1, my buddy Max Homa. I like the way he's playing. I like his confidence level. He's not distracted by just having a kid. I know he has kids, but he's not distracted by just having one. Really like me some Max Homa as the winner. And I would celebrate with him with several cocktails when he's in Fort Worth for the Colonial. Just going to throw that out there, Max. My top 10, Johnny, one of your favorite guys, back when he was playing real golf on the tour, Joaquin Niemann. I had him at plus 335. I know he's a live guy, and I usually don't pay attention to anybody there except for my buddy Bryson, my Srickson brother, not Bryson, sorry, Brooksy. Or I'll pay attention to Bryson sometimes when he bulks up. But I like the things I've read about Joaquin at this course. I like the way he's playing from what everybody has told me, including you, Kevin Porter from CBS Sports, including you, Patrick McDonald from CBS Sports. I like Joaquin here in the top 10. And then finally, Johnny, let's get to something that has some significance. The one tournament a year I get to pick, John Daly. And you see those odds there. I might be better off betting if John Daly's going to make the cut or not.
Maybe not.
Which he's clearly not, right? He's not in golf shape, even for him. But yeah, so I have to put him on my card every year for the PGA Championship. I do have something to share with you, though. I saw a thing on social media about John Daly, and it was a short video of his golf swing, his tee shot, from the beginning of his career. And it would show tee shots every single year from him on the PGA Tour.
Looks the same.
His swing and his follow-through has not changed since the early 90s when they first started recording this stuff.
Yep.
I mean, that's got to be just because if you did that for Tiger, dude, it would look, there's 5 different swings, right?
Sure.
Almost every other golfer, there are 5 or 6 different swings. They've adjusted stuff. They've made allowances. They fixed things that were broken. Dude, John Daly, it looks exactly the same as it did when he was in his early 20s. It is amazing.
Phil's in that category, probably the only guy that's probably in that category, like JD, is, those elongated golf swings, man. Would, Phil is in that category also.
And what was amazing to me is, when I learned to play golf and I had a golf coach on your backswing, you want that club shaft to be 90 degrees to the ground, right? That's what I always learned back in the day, swing it up to 90. And you always had pros and stuff that would go past that, the big swingers and stuff. And Daly, I noticed that back in the day when I was learning, when I was still in high school, watching some of his stuff very, very early on before he won, his championship. But he was still, playing and stuff. Like, dude, he was about, I don't know what the degree is or anything, but it was past 90 degrees, right? But all through every year that it showed, it was in the same spot. Dude, his backswing, that shaft was in the same freaking spot every swing, every year, every time.
Yeah.
Like without fail. It was amazing to me.
It's amazing. It looks, even with Phil and him, they're not they're not Mr. Fitness by any means, but they're golf fit. They're golf fit. And that's
which is like difference. Flexible, right? You got to be flexible.
And that's something that you're born with. It's not something you can really, in terms of that type of length and how they can swing in their arms move, not to get in too much golf teaching technical talk. But yeah, it's pretty impressive. Those are the only 2 guys that I could ever think of. Maybe Freddie. Freddie, you could kind of that
he's
way.
Pretty consistent swing too. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you look at those guys that have that long flowing golf swing. It lasts for a long time. And have you noticed? I mean, Freddie is now, but they haven't really been injured for the most part. Freddie has just because it's at some point you're going to have some wear and tear.
Well, he's old.
Phil's never really had a lot of injuries, nor is JD.
No, JD just got fat.
Yeah, that's it.
Like the rest of us. Well, not you, but the rest of us.
Well.
Love the beard though, man.
Yeah,
love his beard. I think we should get together and have some of his drinks. All right, Johnny, here's your card. Tell us about your card a little bit.
Yeah, love this week. Last week, not coming off a great week. We talked about it on Monday. We did go pretty solid last week on our matchups. Our matchups this year, 32, 11, and 5. So we are going to have some matchups on Saturday and Sunday, certainly. But let's jump into this. I really like Bryson DeChambeau this week at 28-1. This golf course fits him to a T. Obviously, one of the longer hitters. If you look at the Masters that he played a few weeks ago, he had a great first and second round. The weather kind of got him a little bit, and he struggled on the greens the last 2 rounds. These greens aren't nearly as treacherous as they were at Augusta, so I like him at that value at 28-1. Here's my superstar pick, guys. 45-1, Victor Hovland. These next 2 guys we're going to talk about, recency bias-wise, playing is going to hinder these guys. That's why their odds are so high. Victor Hovland won a very similar golf tournaments at the Memorial last year. Very similar. This is a Nicklaus golf course. The golf course goes left to right for the most part. He's hit a flaw in his game for the years and years. Victor Hovland's not a great chipper of the golf ball. They switched the grasses to Zoysia, what he's used to playing and practicing on at Oklahoma State at Karsten Creek. This is going to be a huge benefit for Viktor Hovland. He's 45-1 because he hasn't played a lot and hasn't played well. But I think his second place finish last year at the PGA, how the golf course sets up for him, and the change in those and the Zoysia and the fairways, it's going to help him chipping. So I really like him at 45-1. Same scenario with Sam Burns, 66-1. How many times are you going to get Sam Burns at 66-1? I like him here. He hasn't played well, but the guy has the game to win major championships. He really does. He hits the ball high. He hits the ball long. Length isn't going to be a problem. Only thing with Sam is he puts too much emphasis potentially on these majors, but I like him this week at 66-1. Ham sandwich pick this week. This is probably the only time we're going to have Jordan Spieth as a long shot, so we're going to take him at 70-1. I like the way he talks. I like the way he's talking in his press conference. This is the first time.
Do you like the way he's playing golf, though? Like, I don't get that.
He's trending well. He played well last week. He didn't get up there, but he played well last week. And this is the week. This is the first year in years that there's not so much pressure on him that they're talking about to complete that Grand Slam. This is the only one he needs. He's sitting a little bit under the radar there with Jordan Game's short game and a little bigger ballpark that he can get away with some wayward drives. I really like Jordan Spieth at 70-1. 2 top 10 picks this week. Jason Day at plus 500, trending well, plays well on Nicklaus golf courses, plays high, hits it plenty long. I really like him at plus 500. Hideki Matsuyama plus 500. He was our only winner last week just because he withdrew. So I like him again this week. He withdrew to get ready for this week.
Right. No back injury? Because he said he had a back injury.
Nope. He was our winner last week, so we're going to ride him again this week to finish in the top 10 at plus 500. Hits the ball high. Length isn't an issue. And if you look at the guys, you look at the comparison, what we're doing, long, high ball hitters is what we're looking at this week. Jordan Spieth, he's not a short hitter on the PGA Tour. Neither is in these guys that we're picking so far. So I really like Hideki Matsuyama at plus 500. 2 top 20s again. Sahith Theegala plus 250. Sahith gets a little bit in trouble with his drive. He likes golf courses that go left to right. This is what this is, being a typical Nicklaus golf course. Going to give him a little bit more room off the tee, and I think with his added wedge game and his short game, I think Sahith Theegala is a great pick to finish in that top 20. And our last pick to finish in the top 20, Denny McCarthy at plus 345. Finished second in the PGA Championship last year. I know it's a different style of golf course, but I think depending on how he sets it up, he's not one of the longest guys on the PGA Tour. But I'm going to take the best putter on the planet to finish in that top 20. I think he's been hardened with his recent success. He finished second at the Memorial next to Viktor Hovland, and he finished tied for second with Viktor Hovland last year at the PGA Championship. So I'm going to take the guy that's the best putter in the world to finish in that top 20 at plus 345.
Wow. Man, if you want any better analysis than that, I don't know where you're going to get it, because Johnny's the best in the world at these guys breaking down the game, breaking down the course, the conditions of the course at that given weekend, their strengths, the way they're playing, the grass that's on the course, the cut of the grass. All of that stuff Johnny takes into account, and to me, it's a foreign language, but that's why he's the best at what he does. Make sure you check out Johnny's matchups. We will have them for you Saturday morning, assuming I'm sober enough to post them. May have run into some issues previously about that.
Yep.
In which case, Johnny's just got to call me and wake me up, and then I'll post them.
Well, I do. You don't answer.
No, you don't. But Saturday morning, Sunday morning, he will give you his weekend matchups. Last week, he went 2-1-1.
2-1-1 to get our total to 32-11-5 for the year.
Yeah, so look for those on the show X account, which is at From the Rough PGA, and then we also repost all of those on our other accounts at J Gerber PGA Pro, at IndyCarTim, and at FanStream DSP. Also on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Threads. Go find all of that wherever you can. Make a little bit of money with Johnny. He'll help you out. He's the best in the world at what he does, and there's a reason for that. That's going to do it for us. You guys enjoy the PGA Championship starting very, very early here tomorrow morning. I will be up bright and early watching Johnny's favorite PGA of America member, Michael Block, ceremoniously tee everybody off. Still not sure why that's a thing, if it really is. But I don't know if you're kidding or not when you said that.
It's true. It is the truth.
I don't understand it, but I'll be watching it.
They usually do. They usually have a PGA member start the tournament off.
Why aren't you doing it?
I didn't. Just my
Can you
game's not very
volunteer?
good.
You need to text somebody in the higher ups and go, I want to do this next year.
I wish it was. I wish it was that easy, but I still wouldn't.
What about when they do it here in Frisco? You should be the guy.
Still wouldn't do it.
Or I'll do it.
I'm sure you would.
I might do it anyway. What if I just run over there with a ball in the club before anybody says anything and hit it?
They got your name. They got your name inside after your last appearance here, so it probably ain't gonna work.
It's probably true. Plus, I can't run very well, so they probably catch me anyway.
Yeah,
I need a speedy golf cart.
That's
All right, boys. We'll come back on Monday to recap the PGA Championship and John Daly's historic win there at Valhalla. Until then, boys and girls, we'll see you. Oh, I'm sorry. Until then, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight.